What's up, everyone? This is Crumpet here, and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft. So how's everyone doing today? I'm doing pretty well. So I've done something very different in today's episode that I have not done since like season 2. I actually pre-planned out the episode. It's amazing. We actually have stuff to do today. Yeah, so if we take a look in here, well, actually, before we take a look in there, I want to talk about these hallways for a second. I started setting up these hallways a little bit more, and I messed up. I messed up on these hallways. As you can see with these windows, the chiseled bricks and the spruce logs come out by 1, and on these ones, on the long sides, they do not. I completely messed that up. In order to have fixed it, the mob farm would need to have been pushed over by like 1 block that direction, or this hallway could have been pushed over by 2 blocks. But then it wouldn't have been centered with this, and I don't know. I didn't know exactly what to do with it, so I just kind of left it as is. Left it centered with the pumpkin storage, and yeah. So we're just going to kind of work with this as is. But I also started working on a few other different things. One of the things is I dug out the skeleton spawner, and I haven't really done much about it yet, other than adding in a light system, and then there's a lever up here to turn it on and off, but that'll be moved, obviously, later once this, gets actually turned into an XP farm. But what I'm going to do with it, what I'm thinking is we're going to take the loot from wherever the loot system ends up, and we can bring it directly underneath. Just bring it straight down, and we can't get down from here. Darn it. Let me through. I think I just sent stone bricks into the loot system. Great. Put these blocks up here. Sorry, distractions. All right, let's come down. So I'll have it hook up directly to, like something over here. And that way the bones and the arrows from the grinder can just merge straight into the loot system from here. And that'll be fun. So you can probably already see there's extra redstone down here too. And that's the redstone that's going to be controlling the dispensers for the arrow system that we're going to be using to kill all the mobs. So if we come out here for just a second, we'll come back down in a moment. You can see there's dispensers right over here, and there's dispensers on the other side. God damn, is there another slime chunk over there? There's so many damn slimes in this base. It's stupid. I thought the mob farm was going to help with this, and it's like really not. But alright, so there's dispensers on this side, and as you saw, we kind of jumped over a bunch of hoppers and everything before. But this is how we're going to be kind of getting arrows into our system. So let's hop up here. What we're going to be doing is the arrows are going to be split into both sides by this chest down here. One hopper is feeding out this direction, and then there's another hopper that we can't really see from our current angle. These ones that are feeding into the other side. So that's how we're going to be getting arrows into our system. And if we come up here, I have it kind of already feeding through over here, and it's going to come. I'm going to actually cover this all up. I'm not going to light it up. Ah, God. Don't blow things up, please. I don't appreciate that. Yeah, maybe we should get this lit up. Like, soon. Very soon. I don't want him to blow up my farm. But anyway, so it's going to be fed up through here somewhere. And I've already gotten a little bit of this stuff pre-planned. We could probably we can just jump down here. That'll be fine. And then that'll come through. So the loot system's going to come over and up here. And I've got some space dug out right here. There's going to be an item elevator, dropper item elevator. That's going to come up and up here, further up. So I got to dig up further over here. And it'll go up where we just kind of let out through up there, and there will be a sorter to sort all the arrows out of, and that'll be kind of sent over to the system, and then I'll put some sort of extra storage and stuff before it hits this. And so we can get our arrows kind of fed in directly from the loot system without having to go manually place everything in, with a decent amount of storage, so it'll kind of be filled up while we run the system, and then when we turn it off, it'll be a-okay. So that's one of the things we're going to be doing here in a second, but I just wanted to show you, we kind of saw a moment ago underneath where our system was hooked up. These are the levers that turn on the dispensers on the other side, so Not all of them are full yet, but you can kind of see a few of them are being dispensed. And once those are all full, then it'll kind of shoot out throughout the entire side, hit any mobs that kind of live through having feather falling and such, and it'll finish them off like that. But anyway, so what we're going to be doing next is, since I've kind of gotten this area dug out for the dropper item elevator, it's already kind of connected up to where this is going to be right here. I'm going to go gather some materials from my storage area, and we're going to build a dropper item elevator and connect up the loot system to where we're going to connect up our arrows. We're not going to build the full storage system just today, but I want to at least get two of the things set up. The first being getting the arrows sorted out and then connected up to this area which splits up between the two sides and holds all the arrows. So I'm going to get the dropper item elevator worked out, and I will be back in just a moment. While I'm down here, I just kind of quickly wanted to explain why. You may have noticed I tend to use dropper item elevators rather than, other forms such as the glass ones, and water streams, like stuff like that, which are definitely much more resource efficient and less laggy than stuff like this. But the reason why I use, hoppers for all of my loot system stuff instead of using water streams to move items, and the reason why I use dropper elevators is for pretty much additional storage. But check this out with the dropper item elevators. Let me set up one of these real fast. And, there's already items in there. Oh, it's filling up. Okay, cool. That's actually going to help us. So let me remember how this is. I do this off of memory all the time. I created this myself, this form of elevator. But let me figure out how this one worked. All right, so I think it was like that. That block wasn't actually needed. So with this, let me put another dropper down so it actually fills up into something. So as we fill this one up with items and nothing else can be passed up after that, when you have it on subtraction mode, oh, did it run out of items? Oh, no, there we go. We just had a bit of a lag tick. So anyway, so while this fills up and everything, when it's on subtraction like this, even when nothing can be passed into it, it still ticks. If you take it off subtraction or most other types of clocks like that, it should eventually, once this dropper down here fills up completely, once it's at, 64 stacks of all items, we'll see that in just a moment. I'm just going to keep setting it up. Oh, darn. Well, I need to get some of these back, so while that fills up, we'll just let it do its thing. But anyway, so once the bottom one fills up, without it being on subtraction mode, it'll actually clog. And like I said, that's one of the benefits of using this specific item elevator type. But with glass ones and stuff like that, for all the water streams and everything that you're using instead of hoppers, each set of hoppers has 5 stacks of storage, and each dropper has 9 additional stacks. So I can save a lot of time or a lot of space in actual storage when I'm doing it like this, because the storage that I'm getting is actually just coming from all the movement and everything, rather than having to waste a whole bunch of spots on actual chests. So that one's not gonna do anything. But let's go ahead and set this up. Let's see, I need that there. No, you here, and that's not correct. There it is. This is it. Aha! How did I get another dropper inside of it? Alright, so... Well, it's not going to keep working if I keep... Here, let's break that one out. Why is it filling up with dropper? Oh, I stuck all my droppers in there. That makes sense. Alright, so let's see. Is this bottom one finally getting full? No. Alright, let me just wait a second. Okay, so now I finally let it fill up, and now being smart, I'm gonna disconnect this. Oh geez. I don't want those. Take them back. Take them back. Alright, so now that this bottom one is full, as we can see, because it can't pass up to the next one and it completely gets filled up, it jams. So now we turn this on subtraction, like so, and you can see that clock started pulsing again. Take it off. and it's permanently powered. So with this, I don't ever have to worry, like if this ever overflows or anything like that, as soon as I remove some items from the system, it's going to unjam it completely. And if I didn't have it like this, then when it jammed up, like I was just showing you, then that would mean every single time that would happen, if the system overflowed, then I would have to go back over to where this dropper elevator is and go empty it manually. So that's the reason why I'm using this on top of, obviously, like I was saying before, with the reason being that it offers additional storage compared to, oh geez, I keep forgetting about that. Gotta get those bones out of there. Or just, I'll put a dropper up above where I'm working. But yeah, so anyway, so additional storage than using, glass elevators and water streams, but it's completely uncloggable the way that I'm doing it. And because I'm also a little bit afraid that eventually that the water streams and the item elevators will stop working completely. I know in 1.8 the item elevator got messed up, but there's still a way to get it to work. With using glass elevators, that is. But yeah, so that's why I do this. I mean, let's see, this is already like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 9, so 45 extra spaces of storage. So that's really nice. And I won't have to worry about that nearly as much in the looting system. Alright, everyone. Well, I've got pretty much most of this entire item elevator all connected up and everything. It's not going to be putting item into the loot system just yet because I don't have that last block in place. And the reason for that is because I need to actually get the sorter all set up. So the sorter here is set up. I just got to put the items in. So 21 of any other item and 1 arrow. So now we can go ahead and stick this block back in here, and we can see items will start coming through now. And everything that's arrows will get pulled down over into here. Eventually, there's a lot of other stuff at the top of the sorter, and then everything else will just kind of start filling up right here. And now, this is already leading out to where we need to go, and this is going to be probably the last thing that we're going to do this episode. But right back here, I started chopping out a little bit of an area. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, that should be wide enough, or deep enough, that is. But pretty much what we're going to be making here is something I like to call, what was the name that I came up for? Oh yeah, the bone shower. So what this is going to be very similar to the quick crafting system that I have over for my iron farm, or that I had before the iron farm broke, that is. But essentially what's going to be right here is something similar to that, but since bone meal does not require a crafting table to create it, pretty much we're just going to have 4 dispensers all kind of shooting out blocks into a 1x1 spot for us to pick up. It's going to be the same idea, really. That was not the pickaxe that I meant to use, but it's going to be the same idea, really. It's just going to shoot out items over and over and over, and as we pick them up, we'll just have one spot in our inventory open, and because of that, we can just keep on clicking 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 over again, or whatever slot in our inventory is our designated crafting slot. And then because of that, we can just very quickly craft up bone meal from all the bones that we're going to have. So as you can see, I'm starting to set up this room a little bit, but what's gonna be happening is, let's see, this is going to kind of come back diagonally. Where did my pickaxe go? Inventory management is getting so much worse. They need to do something about this very seriously. Like, it's getting so bad. I don't have any dark oak wood on me. Hold on. Alright, well, I've gotten a little bit sidetracked. I went and got the dark oak like I was saying I was going to. But I came up with an idea. I dug all the way down here like I was doing before. But pretty much what we're going to do is how we're going to get the bones out from the bone meal. Kind of like, how on the quick crafter for the iron system, it sorts out the iron blocks from the iron ingots. But how we're going to do that is essentially we're just going to send all the items back up through the entire system, up through the elevator again. And that way, any sort of bones that didn't get changed into bone meal will just get sent right back into the system. And for the other stuff, the bone meal, that'll have to be sorted out somewhere else. maybe around here. I'm thinking about building the auto wheat machine over here. Remember, everything that we're doing right now, pretty much for the bone meal and everything like that, is so we can have for the bones, is so we can have tons of bone meal for making stuff like the wheat machine and everything for extreme amounts of villager trading, which may actually not even be as necessary as I was originally thinking. Like, hi slime. It may not be as necessary as I was originally thinking. Because now with mending, we don't need emeralds nearly as much. We don't need to get these tools that we were originally trying to get. But, whatever. We'll still do it for the fun of it. Because I've never built it. I designed the damn machine and I've never actually built it before. So we're going to have one dropper over here. Let's dig back up. I don't really care if a little bit of cobble gets into the system. Let's see. We're going to need to place... Let's put cobble here just temporarily. There. And cobble here, cobble there. Alright, so there's going to be droppers on top of here, on top of there, and on top of there. And let's get our way back down. And that way, so when we turn on the system, it's going to shoot, we're going to get 4 times as fast of rates from these dispensers. And pretty much all I'm going to do is hook up these dispensers to a fast clock. And it'll just shoot out bones like crazy in front of me. So let's just fill that in here. So we're going to have crazy bones, or crazy amounts of bones. I mean, crazy bones too, I guess, whatever. Crazy amounts of bones are going to shoot out of here on top of this hopper, and where I'm going to be standing right here too. The hopper is going to be powered, so nothing will get picked up, so everything will go inside of my inventory. Ideally, every single one of my inventory slots will have bone meal inside of it, so I can just keep on hitting, except for one slot. So I'll just keep on hitting 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 over and over, and then crafting up all the bone meal till my inventory is full. Come out, there'll be a lever somewhere, probably like right here, something like that, maybe on that spruce log. But there'll be a lever that'll turn the system on and off, and when it's turned back off, the hopper will let items get pulled back through it again. And that way all the bones that don't get used will get pulled back into the system and sent back up to the dispensers. And the bone meal will be sent somewhere else, probably to the wheat machine, which will most likely be right around here. Assuming I have enough room. Maybe with the elevator we might not have enough room. We'll see. But anyway, so the bone meal will be sent somewhere else, essentially. But let's, I'm going to go ahead and I got to get some of this redstone placed in here. So let me go ahead and do that. It's not going to be anything too terribly complicated. It's just going to be, like I said, a very fast clock hooked up to, well, pretty much just hooked up to the dispensers. So I'm going to get that all put into place and then we can give it a test shot. Alright, well that wasn't too bad of a setup. It's actually pretty simple. So I got my lever here and everything like I was talking about. You can turn it on. You can hear all the dispensers going freaking crazy. So we can put some items in here. We can. It's the top one not set up. The top one might not be set up. Hold on. Get out of here. So why aren't you? Oh, right. Let me put a block right here. There we go. Now they're all set up. That was all I forgot. So, how did I get up here? Like this? Alright, so we can see the blocks going in there. We can see the blocks coming out of there. All the blocks coming out of that one. And all the blocks coming out of this one. Although, I did forget one thing. If we turn this off. That's very, very annoying. I do have to lock it. That hopper, that is, when it's not in use. So we're gonna have to come up with a way to do that. So let's come down under here. The hopper is just right there. So let's see. This is off right now. So we want it to be, when it's turned on, we want it to be powered. Actually, this is gonna be very easy. We can just come down here like so. Bring that around, and actually we might need to do it here, and then we can just use a repeater to make it directional because it won't work otherwise. And we'll just put another block right there, and now when it's turned on, nothing should, yep, alright, cool. So nothing should be pulled through when it's turned on, and then when you turn it back off, the items should go in. Perfect. So now all we got to really do, well, besides decorating, obviously, is get the sorting system sorted up so the bones will get into the dispensers, and we're all set to go. So I'm going to do that real fast, and then I'll be right back. Alright, everyone. Well, I got everything pretty much all set up now for the bone shower, and let's go first take a look at how it's set up. I think I turned on the mob farm, and the tick lag has gotten just absolutely ridiculous. I started covering up the tops of hoppers that didn't need to catch items, and it's gotten a little bit better. But you can see, especially with this item elevator, they're supposed to be ticking relatively evenly, but if we take a look at here, let's go up to the top first. I had to make a little bit of a spiraling staircase to get around all the redstone around here. But if you look, it'll generally fill, like 2 items will get put in here. No, maybe it's starting to get better. But yeah, sometimes it'll get 2 items before it starts outputting, and you can definitely tell that's because of the tick lag. But anyways, let's go demonstrate how the bone shower works and add more tick lag to my game. But so as you see, I got bone meal in every single one of my free inventory slots except for the first one. So we'll stand inside here, turn it on, and all the bones will start rushing out. Once it fills up, grab it, just hit 1 over and over and over until you're all nice and full. It's a little slow with 4 dispensers. I didn't really plan that one out. I kind of just did this one off the top of my head. But you fill up your inventory relatively quick still. But anyway, so yeah, when you're done, just come over here. All the rest of the ones that you don't pick up will get sorted in there, and then you just go ahead and toss. Well, you can go ahead and do that. Tossing them on the top should work. It should all filter out in time. But yeah, then eventually I will put some sort of sorting system up for this as well, and it'll bring the bones out to wherever we're going to be building our wheat machine, and wherever, well, if we actually do put a tree farm in, I'm not 100% sure on it because I don't want to wither down on my base. And like I think I mentioned this before, Etho did a video about using a ghast for harvesting the wood on a tree farm, and I might consider trying my luck at one of those, but I'm not too sure yet. Hey guy, I don't think it'll hit him. I think it's only filled up on the left side if I turn that, or the right side. Yeah, only those 2 are filled up so far. So it's annoying. I'm gonna have to leave my mob farm on right now, and pretty much I'm gonna have to just throw away all the gunpowder I get, which is not really a big deal. I can trade away all the flesh and all the string, but pretty much the rest of the drops, I'm just gonna let the bones fill up in the bone shower and let the arrows fill up in the killing system. So I'm gonna be leaving on this mob farm for a while, which means I'll get tons of emeralds off of rotten flesh and string. So that'll be good. And I'll get tons of lag while I do it, so I'll have to go AFK and go do something else with my life, and I can't do that. Oh well. But anyways, that's going to do it for me this episode, guys. Thank you so very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, and goodbye.